Hi students, good day. Under ICT, we are discussing project-based learning. Project-based learning. Okay. So until we have discussed the basic concept of project-based learning and definitions of project-based learning and principles involved in project-based learning. Principles involved in project-based learning. Now, let us move on to the basic reasons to incorporate project-based learning in curriculum. Okay, so as we discussed earlier in the introduction, project-based learning is derived based on the concept of pragmatism. Concept of pragmatism. Okay. What pragmatism says, education is not for preparation of life, education is life itself. So based on that principle, based on the pragmatism concept of the pragmatism, the persons who involved in the pragmatism, who invented the pragmatism, also base for the invention of a project-based learning, PBL, project-based learning. As per our definitions and the basic concept and the principles involved in the teaching learning process of project-based learning, we may conclude that in project-based learning, student may acquire the knowledge of concerned subject through these principles: learning by doing, learning through questioning, learning through critical thinking, learning through inquiry, learning through teamwork, learning to learn, lifelong learning, active learning, and cooperative learning. So, the project based learning be executed with the help of all these principles. So, all these principles are involved in the teaching learning process in project based learning. So, definitely, student will be in a position of inventor. So, in project based learning, student may acquire knowledge by doing something, some activity, doing some project. While doing some project or some activity, they involved in collaborative learning. They asked some questions related to the concerned project, concerned topic. They think critically, they inquire deeply, and they work in team works. Okay, so with all these aspects, they invent, otherwise they acquire directly the knowledge of particular concepts. That is the speciality of this project-based learning. So let me share the points of this project-based learning in Telugu also. Okay, ప్రకల్పనాధార అభ్యసనం అనేది వ్యావహారిక సత్తావాదము యొక్క మూలాల నుండి ఆవిర్భవించిందని చెప్పవచ్చు. జాన్ డ్యూయి, కిల్పాట్రిక్, బల్లార్డ్, స్టీవెన్సన్ వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా వ్యావహారిక సత్తావాదాన్ని గురించి ప్రయోగాలు చేసి దాని గురించి ప్రచారం చేసి దాన్ని ప్రమోట్ చేసినటువంటి విద్యావేత్తలు, సైకాలజిస్టులు, ఫిలాసఫర్స్ అని చెప్పవచ్చు. సో ఈ వ్యావహారిక సత్తావాదం ఏం చెప్తుందంటే విద్య కోసం జీవితం కాదు, విజయే జీవితం. విద్య కోసం జీవితం కాదు, విజయే జీవితం. కాబట్టి విద్యార్థికి సమాజంలో భవిష్యత్తులో ఏం అవసరం అవుతుందో, ఎటువంటి సామర్థ్యాలు కావాలో వాటిని అటువంటి నిజమైన సందర్భాల్లో విద్యార్థులను ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేస్తూ మింగిల్ చేస్తూ నేర్పండి అని చెప్తుంది. అదే ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్లోని లెర్నింగ్లోని ప్రధానమైన భావన. విద్యార్థులందరూ కలిసికట్టుగా, గ్రూపులుగా, కొలాబరేటివ్గా ఏదో ఒక యాక్టివిటీ చేస్తూ, ఒకరినొకరు ప్రశ్నించుకుంటూ, క్రిటికల్గా థింక్ చేస్తూ సో జ్ఞానాన్ని పొందటం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ది బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్. అందుకే బెల్లాడ్ ఏమంటాడంటే, పాఠశాలలోకి దిగుమతి చేయబడిన నిజ జీవితంలోని ఒక భాగమే ప్రకల్పన అంటారు. ప్రాజెక్ట్ అంటే, ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ బిట్ ఆఫ్ రియల్ లైఫ్ విచ్ ఈజ్ ఇంపోర్టెడ్ టు ది క్లాస్ రూమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్. అంటే నిజ జీవితంతో సంబంధం ఉండేలాగా విద్యార్థిని అవసరమైతే నిజ జీవితంలోకి తీసుకువెళ్ళి ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేస్తూ, విద్యార్థి ఏదో పని చేస్తూ, యాక్టివిటీ చేస్తూ, విద్యార్థి ప్రశ్నిస్తూ, విద్యార్థి టీం వర్క్ చేస్తూ, విద్యార్థి కొలాబరేటివ్ వర్క్ చేసుకుంటూ ఆ జ్ఞానాన్ని పొందాలి అనేది దీనిలోని ప్రధానమైన భావన చెప్పచ్చు. ఇప్పటి వరకు మనం చూసుకున్న దాన్ని బట్టి ఒక పీరియడ్లో పూర్తి చేసేది కాదు ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ అనేది. ఈ మెథడ్ టీచింగ్ లెర్నింగ్ ప్రాసెస్లో అడాప్ట్ చేసుకునే సందర్భంలో, ఉపయోగించే సందర్భంలో it is not possible to use this method to teach a particular concept in a particular single period. It will take a extended period of time. Okay, we have to use extended period of time. అంటే ఒక పీరియడ్లో పూర్తిగా మనం ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ని మెథడ్ని అప్లై చేసి టీచ్ చేయలేము, విద్యార్థులు నేర్చుకోలేరు. కాబట్టి ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ టైం తీసుకుని ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ అనేది ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయవలసి వస్తుంది. సో వాట్ ఆర్ ది basic reasons to incorporate project-based learning in curriculum? PBL is multidisciplinary pedagogical approach that provides meaningful learning opportunities. Through project-based learning, we may provide a chance to the students to learn meaningfully. We may provide an opportunity to students to learn meaningfully. What is meaningfully? So by involving in the situations, by approaching the environment related to the concept directly, by involving the environment directly, student may learn the concepts. Okay, so that is the main reason to incorporate a PBL in the curriculum. Okay, PBL is a multidisciplinary pedagogical approach. మల్టీడిసిప్లినరీ. సో ఇక్కడ అనేక రకాల కోణాల్లో అభ్యసన జరిగేటువంటి ఒక బోధనా పద్ధతిగా మనం ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ని కన్సిడర్ చేయవచ్చు. సో ఇక్కడ మనం చూసుకున్నట్లయితే దీనిలో ఉన్న స్టెప్స్, దీనిలో బోధనా విధానాన్ని పరిశీలించిన తర్వాత హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ మల్టీడిసిప్లినరీ అనేది we may get clarification. PBL provides opportunities to students to engage in real-world learning according to the definitions, according to the concept, according to the nature of project-based learning. We may say that project-based learning, in the project-based learning, students may engage in real-world learning. Okay, so నిజ జీవితంలో విద్యార్థి ఈ అభ్యసన అనేది కొనసాగిస్తాడని చెప్పవచ్చు. PBL helps to build the following 21st century skills students need to succeed. So if we teach by adapting project based learning, student may acquire 21st century skills. As it is multidisciplinary, as the project based learning is multidisciplinary, definitely student will acquire 21st century skills like collaboration. So by the definitions and by the nature, by the discussions until we had, it is clear that there is a possibility of collaboration. Knowledge construction, student will construct the knowledge themselves by engaging in real world activity, real world learning process. Self regulation, real world problem solving, innovation, use of ICT for learning. While doing projects, student has to use many technologies. Any technologies. They have to integrate the technologies also in project-based learning to complete the given project in order to solve the problems or in order to create a product, in order to create a document, whatever it may be. So student has to use the ICT. That's why it is multidisciplinary. That's why it is multidisciplinary. Not only that, while teaching a concept of a particular subject like mathematics, physical science, whatever it may be, if we teach that particular concept or particular subject using project-based learning, definitely the student has to use the knowledge of other subjects also in order to complete the given project or to solve the given problem, okay, whatever it may be. So in order to complete the project, student has to integrate the knowledge of other subjects also in order to complete the project, in order to complete the given problem, in order to complete the given project, whatever it may be. Okay, so at the time student has to use ICT for better result. Okay. Skilled communication, while it is collaborative work, teamwork, and uh, students participate actively and students share their knowledge mutually, automatically they develops skilled communication abilities will develop in the students without any doubt. So uh, by adapting, by incorporating project based learning in curriculum, we may inculcate the skills in the students like collaboration, knowledge construction, self regulation, real world problem solving, innovation, use of ICT for learning, skilled communication. So these are the basic reasons to incorporate project based learning in curriculum. So let us move on to the steps in project based learning. What are the steps in incorporating or using project based learning in teaching learning process? First one is providing situation. Second one, choosing project. Third one, planning. Fourth one, execution. Fifth one, judging and evaluation. So we have to use this project based learning by following these 5 steps. How to execute a project in the 5 steps. These 5 steps. Then only we will succeed in that project. We will complete the project successfully, and student will gain the knowledge themselves, and they will acquire 21st century skills like collaboration and discussed earlier. Okay, so let us see the steps involved in project-based learning. Okay, providing situation. While teaching a concept in project-based learning, definitely we have to take a long time. We cannot complete a project in a single period. So, if we want to adapt the project-based learning in teaching learning process to teach a concept, definitely we have to spare extended time of learning period of time, extended period of time, more than one period. Otherwise, a half session, otherwise a full day to complete the project-based learning, to complete the project. So, first of all, while giving a project, while incorporating a project based learning, we have to provide the situation. What is the providing situation? After motivating the students with our speech, with our demonstration, with our illustration, with our questioning, whatever it may be, student has to motivate to choose the project, to complete the project. ఓకే, సో అంటే ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్లో బోధన చేసే సందర్భంలో ముందు చెప్పుకున్నట్లుగా ఇది ఒక పీరియడ్లో పూర్తయ్యేది కాదు, ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ పీరియడ్ ఆఫ్ టైం కావాలి. ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ ఎప్పుడైతే మనం టీచ్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నామో ఒక అంశాన్ని, విద్యార్థులు స్వయంగా ప్రాజెక్ట్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతూ కాన్సెప్ట్ నాలెడ్జ్ గెయిన్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నామో అటువంటి సందర్భంలో మనం అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ ది సెషన్ తీసుకోవాలి, లేదా ఒక ఫుల్ డే అన్నది తీసుకోవాలి. అలా ప్లాన్ చేసుకోవాలి, పర్మిషన్ తీసుకోవాలి. తీసుకొని ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేసే ముందు, ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసే ముందు ఈ స్టెప్స్ని ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. ఫస్ట్ వన్, ప్రొవైడింగ్ సిచ్యువేషన్. సో ఈ స్టెప్లో మొదటగా విద్యార్థులను మోటివేట్ చేయాలి. ఎలా మోటివేట్ చేయాలి? ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకే, స్టూడెంట్ హ్యాస్ టు ఈగర్ టు సెలెక్ట్ ది ప్రాజెక్ట్ టు కంప్లీట్ in the stipulated time. Okay, by completing that project, student will gain the knowledge of concerned concept. Not only that, project based learning multidisciplinary. While executing this project, student has to use the knowledge of other subjects also. So that's why it is multidisciplinary. So anyhow, we have to provide situation. I have to provide situation by telling some stories, by telling real life examples, by telling real life incidents, by asking questions, by giving demonstrations, whatever it may be. So we have to motivate the students towards selection of the project. ముందుగా విద్యార్థుల్ని ప్రేరేపించాలి, ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకునే విధంగా ప్రేరేపించాలి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, a biology teacher is going to teach how to boost immunity in this pandemic situation, how to boost immunity. Okay, so we have to use this present scenario, present conditions. We have to illustrate them, students. We have to explain some stories. Based on that, we have to create a trust among students. How to improve immunity? What are the conditions? What are the steps to improve immunity? We have to create that trust in students. Based on trust, we may assign a project to the students to complete, and after completion of that project, students may acquire the knowledge of boosting immunity, the steps of in boosting immunity, the procedure of boosting immunity. Like that, to have to provide situation. Next one, choosing project. So after providing situation, after creating interest, after motivating the students, automatically students will choose the project in order to complete that. Okay, students are eagerly waiting for complete that project, immunity boosting, methods of immunity boosting, like that. After that, once students selected that this project to complete, to execute, we have to plan the project. Okay, సో ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ని విద్యార్థులు ఎంచుకున్న తర్వాత ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ పూర్తి చేయడానికి కావాల్సిన ప్రణాళికని ఉపాధ్యాయుడు విద్యార్థుల సహకారంతో ప్రణాళిక రూపొందించాలి. సో వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ప్లాన్ యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్? సో success of the project based learning depends on the first step and third step. Once we successfully completed the first and third steps, automatically the project will successfully concluded. So we have to plan accordingly. So at the time of planning, the teacher has to find out ways of completion of that project. What are the tasks involved in that project? Okay, so accordingly, teacher has to divide the students into groups according to their abilities, based on the tasks involved in that project, based on the tasks involved in that project. Okay, so accordingly, teacher has to assign the duties to concerned groups. So each student has to complete the work assigned to their group successfully. So after completion of all the tasks, automatically the project will be completed. So fourth one is execution. ఇక్కడ ప్లానింగ్ సెషన్లో ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏదైతే సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నామో ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ని పూర్తి చేయడంలో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయినటువంటి పనులు ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటన్నిటిని విద్యార్థులకి గ్రూపులుగా డివైడ్ చేసి వాళ్ళకి అసైన్ చేయాలి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇంకా సింపుల్గా అర్థం అవ్వాలి అనుకుంటే, ఏ బయాలజికల్ సైన్స్ టీచర్ ఈజ్ టీచింగ్ అబౌట్ air pollution. So in order to overcome that, greenery is the best solution to eradicate, remove the air pollution. So in that concept, students selected the plantation of trees or developing a flower garden in the campus, in the school campus. So that is the project. ఓకే, అంటే గార్డెన్ పెంచాలనుకుంటున్నారు, ఫ్లవర్ గార్డెన్ని పాఠశాలలో పెంచాలనుకుంటున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే పాఠశాల వాతావరణంలో ఎయిర్ పొల్యూషన్ లేకుండా మంచి ఫ్రీ ఎయిర్ రావాలి. అంటే ఇది ఎప్పుడు జరుగుతుందంటే, ఎయిర్ పొల్యూషన్ గురించి టీచర్ క్లాసులు టీచ్ చేసే సందర్భంలో మంచి ఎయిర్ రావాలి, స్వచ్ఛమైన గాలి ఉండాలి. ఉండాలి అంటే ఎలాగ ఉండాలి వాతావరణం అంటే మొక్కలు పెంచడం ద్వారా గ్రీన్గా వాతావరణం క్యాంపస్ ఉన్నట్లయితే అప్పుడు ఫ్రెష్ ఎయిర్ అనేది ఉంటుంది. స్టూడెంట్స్ అందరూ కూడా ఫ్రెష్ ఎయిర్ పీల్చడం ద్వారా మంచి ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటారు పాఠశాలలో అనే భావన టీచ్ చేసే సందర్భంలో దీన్ని ప్రాజెక్ట్గా తీసుకున్నారు. అంటే వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ హియర్? చూసింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్, అండర్ చూసింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ప్లాంటేషన్, అదర్వైజ్ డెవలపింగ్ స్కూల్ గార్డెన్ని డెవలప్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, దెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ప్లాన్. ఏం ప్లాన్ చేయాలి ఇక్కడ? సో గార్డెన్ తయారు చేయాలి, రూపొందించాలి. ఏ టాస్క్లు ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయి ఉంటాయి? ముందు ప్లేస్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, ఏ మొక్కలు నాటుతామో సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, మనకి ఇచ్చినటువంటి అసైన్ చేసిన ప్లేస్లో ఎన్ని మొక్కలు నాటాలో సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మొక్కలు తీసుకురావాలో సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అలాగే ఆ ప్లేస్కి వెళ్ళిపోయి ఆ నర్సరీకో మొక్కలు దొరికి చోటుకి వెళ్ళిపోయి మొక్కలన్నింటినీ తీసుకొని రావాలి, తీసుకొని వచ్చి ఇక్కడ ప్లాంట్ చేయాలి. ప్లాంట్ చేసిన తర్వాత దాన్ని డెవలప్ చేయాలి. ఇవి దీంట్లో ఉన్న యాక్టివిటీస్. సో ఇక్కడ ప్లానింగ్ చేయాలి, టీమ్స్గా స్టూడెంట్స్ని డివైడ్ చేయాలి. ప్రాజెక్ట్ అసైన్ చేసాం, గార్డెనింగ్ అనేది, స్కూల్ గార్డెన్ డెవలప్ చేయడం, ఫ్లవర్ గార్డెన్ డెవలప్ చేయడం, వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ మే. సో దీంట్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయి ఉంది. ముందు ప్లేస్ సెలెక్ట్ చేయాలి. ప్లేస్ సెలెక్ట్ చేయాలంటే ఎటువంటి నేల, ఎటువంటి మొక్కలు వేయాలి, ఆ మొక్కలు పెరగటానికి ఎటువంటి నేల అవసరం అవుతుంది, దానికి తగిన విధంగా నేల ఎక్కడుంది, సో నేలలో రకాలు అనేటువంటి సోషల్ స్టడీస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఇక్కడ దీంట్లో ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయింది. ఓకే, అయితే ఎంత ప్లేస్ మనకి అలాట్ చేశారు టీచర్స్ లేదా హెడ్ మాస్టర్, ఆ ప్లేస్లో ఎన్ని మొక్కలు నాటచ్చు అనేది తెలియాలంటే ఇక్కడ 2 బయాలజికల్ సైన్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయింది, మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయింది. అంటే ఏ రకమైన మొక్క ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు 2 మొక్కలు సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా గ్రో అవుతాయి బయాలజికల్ సైన్స్ తెలుసు. అలాగే మనకిచ్చిన ఏరియా ఎంత, ఏరియాలో మొక్కకి మధ్య ఎంత ప్లేస్ ఉండాలి, వాట్ ఈస్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ 2 ప్లాంట్స్ అనే దాన్ని బట్టి టోటల్ ఏరియాలో ఎన్ని మొక్కలు కావాలి అని తెలియాలంటే మ్యాథమెటికల్ నాలెడ్జ్ కావాలి. అయిపోయింది. ఇంకా ఏం కావాలి? మొక్కలను పర్చేజ్ చేయాలి నర్సరీకి వెళ్ళి. సో అక్కడ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేసుకుని నర్సరీకి వెళ్ళి తీసుకురావాలి. సో దీంట్లో ఫైనాన్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయింది కాబట్టి మొక్కలు తీసుకురావాలంటే ఒక్కో మొక్క ఎంత అయితే ఎంత ఖర్చు అవుతుంది, అక్కడ మ్యాథమెటిక్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయింది. So many tasks are involved there in this project. So we have to plan accordingly. We have to divide the students based on theirs according to the tasks involved in the project. Okay, according to their abilities, we have to assign the tasks. Next, fourth one, execution. Fourth one is execution. So according to our plan, we have to execute the project. Okay, after completing the tasks of each group of the classroom, okay, the project will be concluded. Okay, after execution of the project, we have to judge the project and we have to evaluate the project. After that, we have to record the project also. Okay. So these are the steps involved in project based learning. Okay, so what are the basic elements of project based learning? Essential elements of project-based learning. So what are the basic components? So I think after completion of the steps involved in project-based learning, you may get a clarity of multidisciplinary pedagogical approach. Project-based learning is a multidisciplinary pedagogical approach. Okay, is it correct? Yes, definitely. Okay, so to complete a project, otherwise, in order to use project-based learning, student has to integrate the knowledge of other subjects also to acquire the knowledge of a particular concept of a particular subjects. That's why it is multidisciplinary. So among all these steps, where it is necessary, student has to approach the technology also to getting the information, to assess the expenses, to record the results, to record the data collected, to interpret the data collected, to evaluate the data collected, whatever it may be. For any purpose in project-based learning, student has to use technology also, like computers. Okay, so let us see briefly the elements, essential elements of project-based learning. Key knowledge, understanding, and success skills. The project is focused on student learning goals, including standards-based content and skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and self-management. So it is the project-based learning is focused on the skills, okay, and the standards of the students, abilities of the students, like critical thinking. So here, critical thinking is also involved in project-based learning, problem solving, collaboration. Okay, it is more important one, and self-management. While assigning a project, while assigning a task to a particular group, they have to manage themselves. They have to work collaboratively. They have to finish their task, given task. They have to solve the problem, given problem. In order to solve the problem, in order to complete the given task to that particular group, they have to critically think. They have to discuss with each other. They have to recall the previous knowledge. They have to associate that knowledge. So this is the key knowledge and understanding and success skills are involved in this project-based learning. Second one is challenging problem or question. Challenging problem or question. The project is framed by a meaningful problem to solve or a question to answer at the appropriate level of challenge. So, whereas we discussed in the steps, providing situation and choosing project. So, in providing situation, the teacher has to motivate the students in order to select that particular project, or in order to select the particular problem to solve, in order to generate a particular product, whatever it may be. So it is challenging problem. Project-based learning, challenging problem or question is involved. Okay, in that, on that base only the project will be prepared. Next one, sustained inquiry. Next element is sustained inquiry. Students engage in a rigorous extended process of asking questions, finding resources, and applying information. While assigned tasks to the students involved in the project, student has to engage in asking questions, clarifying their doubts, finding the resources to complete that project or given the task. So, and they have to apply their knowledge for the successful completion of the project, otherwise the task of the project. So here, sustained inquiry is the key point, key essential concept of project based learning. So keep going on, student has to keep going on inquiry. He has Student has to inquire, and student has to clear his doubts. Student has to get the information from teachers or peers or other resources. On that process, student has to pose questions, and the student has to ask questions to find the resources, and he is also apply his knowledge and gain information to complete the project or task. Okay, this is the sustained inquiry. Okay, next one, authenticity. The project features real world context, tasks and tools, quality standards, or impact, or speaks to students personal concerns, interest, and issues in their lives. So all these are involved in the project based learning. In that way it is authenticated. The project based learning is authenticated, whereas the features are real world context. Okay, tasks involved in this. So many tools are involved. Quality standards are there. Okay, so students interestfully participating in the project. Okay, and they are doing these projects in real life situations in its most natural settings. That's why it is authenticity is there in the project based learning. Student voice and choice. Students make some decisions about the project, including how they work and what they create. Here, we have to give importance to students' voice and for students' choice. We have to give freedom to them for selection of a project, for selection of tasks involved in project based on their abilities. And student wise, we have to give a chance. There is a possibility, there is a chance to students in project based learning to raise their doubts, to clarify their doubts, to share their knowledge. So there is an importance to students voice and choice. So the complete project depends on the interest, involvement, okay, dedication of the students. In that case, the project based learning allows the student to ask questions, to select the task at their choice. So that is students voice and choice. Okay, next, reflection. Students and teachers reflect on learning, the effectiveness of their inquiry and project activities, the quality of student work, obstacles, and how to overcome them. So, the reflection is also possible in that aspects. Next, critic and revision. Students give, receive, and use feedback to improve their process and products. Students give, receive, and use feedback. Okay, sometimes they may give feedback, they may receive feedback and use the feedback to improve their process and their products. Okay, there is a possibility of critic and revision in project based learning. Okay, while completing the project in collaborative situation, or doing tasks in collaborative form, one group may criticize or give feedback on the task of other group. Based on that feedback, they improve their tasks. They may complete successfully their task. So there is a choice of critic and revision. Okay, this is also one of the important element in project-based learning. And coming to the uh, next and the last element of this project-based learning, public product. What is that? Public product. Students make their project work public by explaining, displaying, or presenting it to people beyond the classroom. Whereas the project students completing the project in the real life situation. So in the society, okay, student has a chance to showcase their work, to exhibit their product. So if the output of a project is a solution to a problem, they may have a chance to showcase their problem and the solution. Okay, otherwise the output of the project is a product, a physical one. They may also have a chance to exhibit their result project by using various means, using various media to display their present their work beyond the classroom, not only in the classroom. Automatically all the students involved in the project will be benefited by the output, with the cooperation and collaborative work, and internal discussions and collaboration and inquiry, and involving technology only they completed their project. So beyond the classroom, there will be a chance to showcase their work, to present their work, to display their work to others, the public and society also. So these are the basic elements of the project-based learning. Okay. So next, coming to the characteristics of project-based learning. Okay. Based on the discussions until we had, it is easy to uh, define, easy to write the characteristics of project-based learning. So let us see what are they. It is organized around an open-ended driving question or challenge. Yes, initially, according to the nature, according to the steps, the project-based learning is situated around, executed around an open-ended driving question or challenge. While discussing in steps, one example I said, how to improve immunity power. This is the question. Based on the question, a project is executed. So the project-based learning organized around an open-ended driving question or a challenge. Okay, next. PBL creates a need to know essential content and skills. PBL creates a need. So automatically, uh, students may get motivated to know the knowledge. So in this pandemic situation, suppose we assigned a project, how to boost immunity. What are the ways to boost immunity? So automatically students will motivate towards the concept, towards the project, and to know the process to complete that project, and to acquire the skills by completing that project. So anyhow, project based learning creates a need to know, okay, to essential content and skills. Here, what is the need in this pandemic situation? Everyone has to improve their immunity in order to protect from this corona. That is the need here. So based on that need, students automatically drive, are interested towards complete the project, towards learning the ways to improve immunity. Okay, so next one. It requires inquiry to learn and create something new. So inquiry is involved in project-based learning. Student has to pose questions. They have to do inquiry to complete that project, to learn something new. Okay, so it provides a chance to pupils to take decisions within this specified framework. As we discussed in the previous slide, students' voice and choice. Okay, So it provides a chance to pupils to take decisions within the specified framework. In the specified framework. Okay. Next one. Pupil requires critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and various forms of communication, often known as 21st century skills. In order to complete the project, in order to gain the knowledge in real world situation, involving in real world situation, or doing something, some activity, some productive work, doing some productive work in real life situation, student may require some virtues, some abilities to complete the complete the project successfully, such as critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, that is the most important one, and various forms of communication. In groups, the student has to communicate their knowledge, their ideas internally, mutually. They have to discuss each other. They have to raise questions like that. So often known as so all these abilities are known as 21st century skills. We discussed earlier as 21st century skills. Next one. To reach the solution, pupils make a process plan. So planning also important characteristics of project-based learning. To reach the solutions, the students has to make a successful plan, and they have to execute that plan. Then only it is possible to complete a project successfully, in order to acquire some knowledge or create some product or solve a problem. Okay, it allows some degree of student voice and choice. Here, as we discussed earlier, as we quote the elements previously, here is a chance to students voice and choice. That means student will allowed to pose questions, to raise their doubts, to inquiry, and to select particular tasks based on their interest and based on their ability. So that is student voice and choice. Evaluation takes place continuously. So in project based learning, while executing the project, the continuous evaluation will takes place by teacher. Teacher will observe, will guide the project continuously, and will he will observe the monitor the tasks doing by the students, and teacher will evaluate continuously in order to complete successfully. Okay, so project based learning incorporate feedback and revision. This is also important element of project based learning. Is also important characteristic of project based learning. Feedback is possible there. Feedback from the peers, feedback from other groups, feedback from the public, feedback from the educator, feedback from the teacher. So based on their feedback, there may be a chance to revise the work, like that. Okay, PBL results in a publicly presented product or performance. So, what is the output of PBL, project based learning? It may be a problem, it may be a product, it may be a performance, it may be a document, like that. The classroom has an atmosphere that tolerates error and change. So, whereas the feedback and revision is possible, there is an environment that tolerates error and change. So while feedback, we get a negative feedback, automatically the student will have a chance to rectify that and revise that, and complete the task successfully. So the classroom environment has an atmosphere that tolerates error and change. The teacher takes on the role of a facilitator rather than a leader. Here, simply the teacher is not a leader or a dictator or a one-way commentator. Here, the role is very, very crucial and important. More than he will be a facilitator. Okay, he will guide the students. He will arrange the resources. He will give the information about the resources need to complete that project. He will answer the queries raised by the students. He will guide and he will simply student is teacher is a facilitator. Okay, so these are all the characteristics of these are all the characteristics of project based learning. Okay, let us see what are the advantages of project based learning. It is also clear based on the discussions until we had. It is easy to say the advantages. Project based learning increases students learning motivation. So through the uh, activity of the teacher, students will lead to the towards the project with proper interest. So, motivation, student motivation is possible in project based through project based learning. Student PBL increases students' academic achievement. So, it is possible to improve the academic achievement of the student. Yes, it is automatically possible. Here, student actively participating in the project, he clarifying his doubts, he completing his tasks, given tasks. On whole, the team is completing their project and they are achieving new thing. Okay, automatically the student achievement will be increased. Students PBL increases cooperation collaboration ability. So based on the nature of the project based learning, we may say that cooperation or collaboration skills and abilities we may develop in the students. PBL increases ability to communicate. Okay. PBL increases students' skill in managing. In general, real classroom situation, it is not possible to increase the skill of managing. There is no possibility to manage the situation, to manage the conditions, to manage the tasks. Whereas in project-based learning, so it is in the project-based learning, it is a possibility to increase the students' skill in managing the situations and managing the learning resources. Okay, right. PBL creates fun learning. While doing all these projects, automatically students will work in a joyful environment. Automatically, it creates a fun in learning without any stress. They learn without any stress. Students will learn the new things. Okay, PBL increases students' attitudes towards learning. So it increases this type of learning system, this type of learning method increases the attitude of learning in students. Automatically, after completion, successful completion of a particular project, and getting acquiring some knowledge through that project, automatically student will be motivated towards doing some more projects in order to get some more knowledge. On whole, students may drive towards learning. Okay, next. PBL increases students' creativity. Creativity also increases through project-based learning. PBL lowers students' anxiety level in the learning process. There is no possibility of anxiety at all. There is a full freedom to students, to their voice and choice. In that scenario, there is no chance of anxiety. There is no chance of anxiety. So he is selecting a task on their based on their ability, based on their interest. When he select a task on their own interest, on their based on their ability, where is the chance of anxiety? So no chance of anxiety. Okay, PBL increases problem solving ability. Okay, it is also there is a chance to increase the problem solving ability in students by using project based learning in teaching learning process. Project based learning increases resource management skills we discussed earlier. Project based learning increases leadership qualities in students. While doing the project in groups, automatically in students, the quality of leadership will be increased, will be developed, will be inculcated. Okay, foundation of knowledge more than broaden. Okay, so more broader knowledge will be inculcated in the students through project based learning. It also finally leads to lifelong learning. Student always interested in knowing new knowledge, acquiring new thing. So in turn is it promotes lifelong learning. So these are the advantages of project based learning. Okay. Finally, let us see some disadvantages. It is very difficult and expensive to use a teaching use as a teaching technique when the class size is large. So it is a real one. If it is large in size, the classroom is large in size. That means 100 students are there. Otherwise, 50 students are there. It is very difficult to execute a project. Use this method and also expensive. Students require orientation to perform the role of a learner in project-based learning. So directly we cannot send the students to execute a project. Okay, then it leads to a time waste, energy waste. Okay, so failure in the project, but it requires orientation. So teacher used to orient the students in respect of the tasks involved in the project. Then only they will perform successfully in the execution. So this is the disadvantage. This is a burden towards the teacher. It also time-taking process. Evaluation is quite difficult and sometimes may be subjective. Okay, so as it is a productive work, it is a team work, it will be executed in the real life situation, real world. So it is somewhat difficult to evaluate and sometimes it may be subjective. Okay, resource expensive, it is also expensive one. Staff and students may be initially uncomfortable with project based learning because they are used to subject based learning and they do not really understand how to proceed in project based learning. Without having a complete knowledge, complete orientation on project based learning, it is difficult to execute in respect of students and staff also. Okay, so measurement of learning outcomes is difficult. So after completion of the project, it is difficult to evaluate the learning outcomes in times of acquiring knowledge, in times of output of a project is a product. We may assess based on the product. Okay, so in times of acquiring knowledge, in times of solving a problem, it is difficult sometimes to evaluate the outcomes. So these are all the disadvantages. As major advantages are there in this project based learning, wherever it is necessary to teach a concept, definitely a teacher has to adapt this method by taking some pain also. So the advantages are more valuable than the disadvantages. So based on the concept, based on the abilities of the students, based on the requirement, based on the availability of resources, okay, based on all these circumstances, Definitely, you have to. A teacher has to use project-based learning in order to inculcate good virtues in the students. This is project-based learning. In examination point of view, very important question. Frequently, uh, the examiners are asking some questions in this concept. In short answers are essay type questions. Okay, so prepare very well this question. Thank you, students. We have one more concept in this first unit. In next session, we will complete that concept. Okay. Thank you, students. Bye. Take care. Stay home and stay safe.